Hello, everyone. Justine here. I am the New Zealand trainer for the Simpson Protocol. And today I'm talking to the lovely Rachael Hay, who is also actually from New Zealand. And this recording that we're talking about today is for people that are learning or practitioners of the Simpson Protocol, but also for people that are interested in what we do. You might even want to reach out to Rachael and have a session using what we're going to be talking about today. So Rachael has created what we call a Simpson Protocol add-on. And what that is specialists in the field that have trained in the Simpson Protocol style, they take the information that they already know in their field and they create an add-on to help other practitioners to work in a way that they specialize in. So one of the things that Rachael does is working with and connecting with spirit and of course animals, things that are passed over. So I thought I'd interview Rachael today, and that way we can go through what the protocol is, what the process is, and even maybe a little experience with Rachael that we could have just to see kind of what it even feels like to be doing this stuff. So hello, Rachael.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to be here.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about first your maybe even just getting to know you for a moment, your journey through spirituality, hypnotherapy, and then on to creating this protocol with SP. So just a small little bit about your journey.
Okay. Oh, it's my journey has always been about people. Even when I was in the corporate world for years and years, my main focus was always about the people. Not so much about the money and how many sales can we make and all that sort of carry on. And so I left the corporate world several years ago, and from there I have worked in coaching and then hypnotherapy, and I've managed to realize my dreams and actually work with people in all sorts of areas. I've always had a very spiritual background in the respect of just wanting to connect with my consciousness, connect with the humanity's consciousness, and really just be with people, really, and work with people and help people in whatever way that I can. And so what I found was when I came across the Simpson Protocol, that for me was like the absolute, oh my gosh, that was the mix between where I could really join all my current skills with coaching and hypnotherapy and life skills with the corporate background, and join them with my spirituality, because it all comes together in the Simpson Protocol. And that was like, oh my god, I was just
so cool.
That's it. Very, very happy about that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's my journey.
Awesome. And then from there, of course, after learning SP, you took kind of what you learned already and then incorporated it with your knowledge that you have around spirituality. So how did that kind of come about? And
well, okay. So one of the things that I have been so passionate about for so many years is about raising the consciousness of humanity, and so that was my main driver when I first, when I've learned this Simpson Protocol. We're going through and working with superconscious mind, and that's just amazing. And I'm thinking, how can we also encourage a little bit more of that as well? And then when I was doing surrogacy with someone, it was also about surrogacy is about, say, an animal or a person that can't talk. You have the client in your chair, and you can communicate with that person via your client in your chair. But there was no sort of thing for communicating with someone who'd already passed over. And so I came to that, and I wrote a protocol for that. In the meantime, I was still writing the protocol for the raising consciousness, because that was also, just such a big part of me. And then so sorry, I kind of got a bit lost there.
yeah.
What was the question again?
Oh yeah. No, but that explained it really well. So basically with this connecting with spirit process that you've created, there's parts to it. So obviously there's a part about raising consciousness as well.
Yeah, well,
Very
actually, sorry,
exciting.
yeah, so so we'll come back to, there's actually, I've gone a little bit off track there, but basically there's the connecting with the past over spirit via surrogacy. There's a protocol that I've written for that. And then in the extras, I've actually thrown in two other protocols, and one is about
Wow.
raising consciousness, and the other one is a really thorough chakra protocol, and both of them are designed a lot for the conscious mind as well as super conscious mind, to help to raise those areas and work with those areas for people.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So for the people, say for the people that have already trained in SP, or the practitioners,
Mm.
what does the process kind of look like when we are connecting to people that are passed over or animals?
Okay. So obviously with this protocol, the people that already know Simpson Protocol, you connect your client in the chair with the surrogate, with the client and the surrogate person in your chair. You connect them up, and you can ask different questions about their health and well-being and so forth. With this protocol, what we're doing is we're connecting with a passed over spirit, and we are doing that for so many reasons, and a lot of the reasons are things like being able to work through any residual energies of guilt or any feelings that need to be cleared, things that haven't been said, and helping to create closure as well for the person sitting in your chair, because quite often when an animal's passed over, say for example they might have had that animal put down, they might have and they might feel so bad about that, but they can't tell that animal. Well, that can allow for that sort of thing to happen, and then say there might be a passed over spirit, and then a person, they may have not had a chance to say certain things. So what this protocol does is it allows for that communication between the two on a really nice deep level, and it's quite profound. During the process, we also ask the passed over spirit to give a symbol to the person sitting in the chair, so that they will know when they're around as well.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's quite a few things that go on there.
Cool.
Yeah, so sorry. So yeah, it's quite a good protocol. What I have found is also that people might come along for one session, and we work through some stuff, and they have a really good session and connect up with, say, the animal. Let's just say for this example, an animal. And then after that session, a couple of weeks might go by, you have another session, and what's happened is some of the residual stuff that's cleared in the first session, it's like the onion layer. There's more stuff that needs to come up, that needs to be cleared. So I've had that from personal experience using this protocol, where people just there's layers and layers of different things that need to be worked on and addressed, and it's really healing. Like, it's quite profound and quite healing, and for both, actually, not just for the person who's still here.
Yeah. And I can imagine, because your other protocol is working with raising consciousness, I can imagine like the SP process itself just starts on that journey, but connecting people up to and having that sensation of being connected back to loved ones that are passed over, that's also continuing that journey of connection. And then just go into a little bit about the raising consciousness.
Okay, yeah. So with raising consciousness, as we all know, it's a journey. It's not instant. You can't just say, "Oh, here we go,
Totally.
I'm enlightened." Oh, that was good. No, it doesn't work that way. It's full of trials and tribulations and shifts and blocks and all sorts of things going on. But what you might find is that with this protocol, the way I've written it, there's really a lot of questions. And for example, I'll give you that some of the headings in this protocol, and the questions are all follow under there. So we've got raising consciousness, connection and intention. I've got frequency and dimensions, purpose and belief systems, personal truth, spirit, emotions, forgiveness, gratitude, personal peace, meditation and movement, learning, opening the mind, personal growth, life balance, chakra meditation, and sorry, that's the next one. Anyway, so there's quite a lot of
wow, that's a lot.
as you can see. So you would never use that with someone all in one day. Just no. But you might find that a client will come to you and they may or may not know what they need to work on, but you may be able to incorporate some of those questions into the sessions that you do with them, because say, for example, they might be having an issue with ego. And so you might go into that part of the raising consciousness and ask some questions. And those questions, of course, superconscious mind knows how to do everything. We don't need to ask superconscious mind, but it's for the conscious awareness of the person who's in the chair
completely.
to work through that. So that's why I feel it's just like a great little guideline that people can utilize in their everyday clients, basically.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
So I know that people will be listening now wanting to actually have a session with you on this, as well as just people wanting to purchase it. So we don't need to give your details now, but for anyone wanting to experience these kind of sessions, you are available online and in person right now to take people actually through it as well, because it sounds exciting. It sounds like you just want to get in and actually experience it as well as learn how to do it. Awesome. And then, of course, you said another little add-on was the chakra.
Yeah, so there is already a chakra protocol in existence, and I took that and ran with it. I have a strong yogic background. I've worked in a yoga center not as a yogi, but in the office for a few years. A couple of years ago, and I still have really strong connections with them, and I really enjoy been to lots of retreats with them and work with them. So I ran with the chakra protocol and added to it in a big way, using things like the Sanskrit words and the seed sounds and the information that I knew about the chakras, and the way that I designed that was again for that conscious awareness of the person sitting in your chair, even though they're in and out, but it's a conscious awareness, and talking about the things that the chakras can affect in your day-to-day life. So this is about, and so, I've done that quite a few times, that chakra session on people, and it's just almost like a complete realignment of everything. It's quite wonderful and very relaxing. But the other thing that I really like it for is being able to use it in group sessions. So if you're running a self-hypnosis workshop or something like that, I feel that it would be really, really helpful in that setting. I think it's very, very
I think what you mentioned before, and I talk about it quite a lot as well, is that even though in SP we take people into that quite a deep space, there is always a part of the conscious mind listening. So when we do give a little bit more information and go into more depth, right, it helps people to process things a lot more and feel like things are being done. So going into that, I think that's pretty awesome. How would you feel, Rachael, about doing a little process with people, maybe one of those parts today?
I'd love to do that, actually. So it's only a couple of minutes, but okay. So if you'd like,
hang on. What I'll do now. So if anyone is listening to this in a car or in a place of, just stop for a second, in a place where they are going to not be able to give it attention, just a disclaimer, we are going to do something a little bit hypnotic right now. So just actually stopping this recording and going to a space, if you do want to join in to a space where that you can close your eyes and chill out. If you are driving and things like that, just it's probably better to stop the recording and maybe listen to the rest of these few minutes, in a place where you can actually just sit down and relax, right? Cool. All right, so take it away. I'm going to mute myself just to stop any noise in the background.
All righty, so just close your eyes, and if you feel to and you feel comfortable, just allow yourself to just become absorbed in your own awareness. Superconscious mind now, the 6th chakra. This is the 3rd eye chakra. This is the chakra of aura awareness, and it's physically located between the eyebrows. The 3rd eye chakra is traditionally known as Agya chakra, and it's represented by the color indigo, which opens the door to the divine. It's the color of wisdom and inner knowledge. It brings clarity to the senses in the body. The color indigo encourages the transformation of energies from the lower chakras into the higher spiritual vibrations. The Agya chakra has the essence of I see, I see. And the element of Agya chakra is transcendent, revealing insight into the future and establishing connection with the external world through inner vision. It's the center of perception, the center of consciousness and intuition. This chakra opens the consciousness and brings awareness to higher planes and connects with the spiritual world. Distance from spirituality blurs our intuition and imbalances Agya chakra and can result in impatience, expectations and burdens of the past, indecisiveness, confusion, lack of focus and purpose, or depression. When the Agya chakra is awakened, it increases consciousness and transcends to a higher realm. The balance of this chakra's freedom of thought and expression. The chant or ancient seed sound and symbol of the Agya chakra is Om. Om. The symbol Om strongly supports the concept of supreme intelligence and spiritual enlightenment. It channels the energy towards universal knowledge and is a gateway to higher consciousness. We ask that this chakra is open and clear. We ask that the energy flows cleanly and without any blockage through this chakra. And we also ask that this chakra's flow and spin is realigned and rebalanced. We ask for the chakra to be at optimum for this person at this time. And superconscious mind, can you please do this now? Just let me know with a yes finger when that's done. I'd also ask that this person has some conscious awareness of that third eye chakra's optimum energy flow at this time, as appropriate. And please allow as long as necessary for this. Let me know with a yes finger when it's time to move on. And when you're all ready and comfortable, you can open your eyes, come back into the room, awake and aware and flowing.
Very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Back to reality.
Yeah, and that one is one of the longer ones, but they're all sort of, you know, that. But yeah, you know, there's some different aspects to all of them, so they're not all the same. They don't all have exactly the same stuff in them, or different content.
When you said about the frequency of Om, I actually heard the vibration just going like past my head.
Yeah,
I actually heard the sound of it.
Yeah.
Very, very, very interesting. That is so cool. A little bit spaced out now.
Yeah, thanks. I can
stay here for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and I would have probably gone a little bit slower with some of that, but for the purpose of this, yeah, I didn't go too slow. But you can really utilize the words, you know, when you come to the essence. The Agya chakra is the essence of I see, and the Om, that you can really feel how that can really just, you can give it space and time and allow.
Yeah. And definitely a beautiful session to do in a group, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. So but before we wrap up today, just with heading back to that, like the connection with spirit and animals, do you have any stories or a little story to share about someone that you've worked with, or just to give people some inspiration?
Yeah, I do. And actually, while I'm there, I should mention as well, with the passed over spirit, it's very similar with regarding time, that you allow it's very important that you allow the person who is experiencing the protocol to take their time to have that experience with the spirit. Like, that's actually the most important part. Of course, they're coming there for that experience, right? And so you tell them before you start, hey, it's okay, and just take your time and all the questions are geared around, when it's time to move on, move your finger when it's time to move on, sort of thing, so they are, can have their time. So there's not a million questions, but there's enough questions to get everything, gone through. But yeah, to allow that time. So yes, I've had some amazing experiences with that one. One experience was a lady who had a dog she had to put her dog down, and it was, it was profound, to say the least. In the session, she actually felt the dog come and curl up beside her.
Oh,
and there was a whole lot of stuff that happened, but and one of the other things that happened was that the symbol that the dog gave her was very special to her. One of the questions, for example, is about them showing each other a memory of a happy memory of the life that they've had together. And so that sort of gets put into the client's mind, or and it's just, it's pretty special. And what I did find also with that lady as well, like I said, as the sessions progressed, more came out. And whilst she felt guilty about having to put the dog down, that the release of that didn't happen until the third session.
Yeah.
So so it's really quite special and important, because really at the end of the day, when someone passes over, whether it be an animal or spirit, we have feelings about it, and we have to work through them, and it's a process. You can't fix it with this protocol, but you can allow the blockages to be cleared, you can allow for things to move through, and you can allow for that person to have their grieving space and to actually have an experience with that passed over spirit, to allow the grief to keep moving forward. And that's the beautiful part of it. That's all part of it. And that's why when you ask me about the different protocols, for me it's all mixed in together, because that's part of raising our consciousness as well. Being able
completely.
to because we get stuck in things, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is something, it's for people that are grieving, to even know that there is help. There's a lot of stuff out there teaching, grieving takes this long process, and there's steps to it and stuff. And for some people, the process can be less, depending on how the person passed over or situations. And then for some people, it's a very long process. But knowing that there is protocols and processes out there that can actually help them through that, and even connecting with someone, is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I've got to admit as well, it was a right in my heart as well, because my mother passed over a couple of years ago, and the grief that I felt was incredible. And so if I had been able to go and see someone, with this protocol, I would have been really good.
Yeah.
But I fully understand what people go through, because it's
which is leads to you creating this, doesn't it? Because you've been there and you've experienced it, and you know what at that time would have helped you a lot. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Rachael, for jumping on today and sharing with us. And like I said, below this video, wherever I posted, I am going to have the details, not just for the SP practitioners to look at grabbing the protocol, but also just for people to reach out to you personally that would want a session or to experience this from you. So I'll link those details in as well. There's always having the experience with someone that you've connected over this kind of platform of listening is also a really cool experience as well. So thank you so much for jumping on today.
Thank you, Justine.
And we will chat another day.
Yeah, thank you. That was lovely. Okay, thanks.